What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Shrez. Welcome back to the Horrible Show, and we're here at Casa de Lazy Eye and Deaf Dog. And I wanted to fill you guys in. This is my third video that I've kind of done in a row. I wanted to talk about the streaming service of Vudu. I'm pretty sure it's held by Walmart. I think they might have moved to a thing called Movies Anywhere. But is most of the time when you get a digital copy, like a Blu-ray digital copy, that's the type of you'll get. You'll either get a Movies Anywhere or you'll get a Vudu copy of it. But Vudu is a streaming service that has a bunch of free movies on it as well. Costs nothing to join, and I'm gonna take a little ride through the best horror movies that I've seen on the app. I've actually watched a couple. I've watched the slasher film Maniac that I thoroughly recommend. Here, how about we post a little picture right there of the original Maniac from 1980s. Great 80s slasher. I thoroughly recommend that one. It has the original Ju-on, The Grudge. I think that one is thoroughly entertaining as well. I don't mind the American remake of The Grudge, and I don't mind the American remake of The Ring. I think they're both pretty great movies. But if you'd like to watch the original, Ju-on Origins is on Netflix. So if you kind of want to go back and forth and watch a couple of the older ones, I thoroughly recommend that as well. So let's get started here. So I mentioned one of these in my previous videos of recommendations on streaming services, but this is the Phantasm Arrow box set. But I recommend the first Phantasm. They have the streaming on there, and they also, I think they have all the other Phantasms on there as well. But the first one is so good. It's very 70s, but I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. The atmosphere, the music, the creepy vibes of being in a cemetery and then being in a funeral parlor just gives you the creepy crawlies, you know what I'm saying? It leaves you with all that stuff. Thoroughly recommend the first Phantasm. So many iconic things about that movie as well. You have the tall man, you have the sphere, and stuff like that. I really recommend it. You have the first, where's the first one? Let me show it right here. From Dusk Till Dawn. This movie, maybe the most underrated vampire movie ever. Everybody talks about the romantic, not necessarily romantic, but there's always this romance to vampires. That's why I love From Dusk Till Dawn. That's why I love Fright Night. Vampires are dangerous. They're crawling everywhere. You don't want them. You want From Dusk Till Dawn. This movie, halfway, this movie is originally a crime drama, and then crime drama / thriller. These two armed robbers are unhinged, and they're trying to get to Mexico, and then you got freaking vampires come out of nowhere, and it's a great time. Tom Savini, K&B effects. It's a fantastic movie. Quentin Tarantino co-stars, and he actually helped write the script with Robert Rodriguez, and this movie is a non-miss. It's very violent, very vulgar. It's exactly what you want from a vampire movie. I can't recommend it enough. You have, at the very end right there, Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. This is the first movie in the Gates of Hell trilogy, which is City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and then House by the Cemetery. People say that these are their favorite of Lucio Fulci's films. This movie doesn't make a lot of sense. It's very Italian. It's very Lucio Fulci, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just something that you experience. If you want a story that makes 100% sense, you want the best screenplay you've ever experienced, you're not going to get it from one of these movies. But if you want something that's got crazy atmosphere, that's crawling with gore and a little bit some sleaze in there, I think you can't go wrong with City of the Living Dead. I'm glad to see that was one of the only, out of all the streaming services, one of the only Lucio Fulci movies that I saw. All right, let's keep it Italian. Let's keep it Italian. All right, so let's say if you watched, was it Tubi? If you watched Suspiria on Tubi, how about the sequel to Suspiria, Inferno? Just as magnificent. The story doesn't hit me as much as the other one. It's a little bit stranger, but The colors are outrageous. You have a soundtrack. The original Suspiria soundtrack was created by Goblin, an Italian rock band. This one is created by Keith Emerson of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I think these soundtracks are fantastic. You can't go wrong with these movies. I'm saying turn the lights off, get some popcorn, put your headphones in. If you got a big iPad, the iPads that they make today are freaking huge anyway. It's like being at the movie theater. But yeah, I can't recommend this enough. Cool. It envelops you in this feeling. So let's keep it with Argento, right? So you have a completely different style of Argento. Let's say if you watch Suspiria and then you watch Inferno, put in Deep Red. So good, great mystery, great classic giallo, soundtrack by Goblin. It just slaps. This movie slaps. It's amazing. Maybe my favorite from Argento, but I watch this all the time. Every time I'm trying to watch a new movie, I'm just like, let's watch Deep Red. You know, I think you'll love it. David Hemming from Blow Up is in this. I think you'll love it. I think you'll love the style. I think you'll love the music. I thoroughly recommend. And last but not least, please forgive me for not having these movies in my collection. I have the fourth one, but I am talking about Scream 1, Scream 2, and Scream 3. So the main thing I wanted to recommend to you guys through Vudu is that it has the first 3 Scream movies, and I don't see those a lot on streaming services. So if you want to get caught up, I know they're going to make Scream 5. If you want to get caught up with the first 3 Scream movies, I don't know, maybe Netflix has Scream 4, but yeah, I really recommend it. The slashers were still prevalent in the 90s, but they were not making the money that they had made in the 80s. Scream was this self-aware movie that came out of nowhere from Wes Craven. It tells you about the zeitgeist of Wes Craven because he did Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes in the 70s and the early 80s, and then he did A Nightmare on Elm Street in the mid 80s, which gave him a whole new life as a director. And then the 90s come around, and then he frickin' does Scream. He had a hit for every decade, and it should not be missed. People say what you want about Scream 3, but I think they're all very, very watchable and very, very incredible. The first one especially is frightening, and great twists and turns everywhere. So those were my top favorites from Vudu. I want you guys to get enough free movies as you can, because they have so many unadulterated classics streaming out there for free. I love how we live in a day where we don't have to, like, if we're broke, we don't have to pirate movies. Being honest, you don't have to. They've got so many great movies streaming on services for free. And I feel like between Vudu, Tubi, if you have Amazon Prime or Netflix, I think you're gonna get everything that you need to see for the most part. And I love how they're so available. If I had this when I was a kid, I feel like I would have watched way more movies until, like, I feel like I'm starting to catch up now. Because back in the day, we had to go out and we had to buy these or rent these or do something. But now you can just they're available. They're everywhere. I really hope you like these recommendations. If you like this video, subscribe, join the Horrible Show. We do crazy stuff all the time. We talk about releases. We talk about different Blu-rays. Sometimes we talk about 4Ks. I haven't upgraded yet. But yeah, we talk about life. How's your life doing? Tell people you love them. Give people hugs. Keek says bye.